Hi, it's Miracle Exist Tarot channel. Right. Right, okay, let me see. I need to do this. I hope you're doing fine. It's almost lunchtime in France. So I don't know when you will watch this video. I had many downloads, but I will see what will come out energetically, okay? There is nothing urgent, nothing that is, well, it has to happen now. So I will put up the message that is energetically correct right now, okay? Right. Right. Guys, just my hair is... didn't fix my hair yet. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Okay, let me see what is coming out. Okay. Energetically. Sorry guys, I just put it a bit like that. Okay, I need to get my thingy bob. Okay. Especially like that, I look really horrible, but it doesn't matter because the camera like that make everybody looks fatter. So I'm already round, really round, but it doesn't matter. I give a shit about things like that. I don't care. Okay. Yeah, I will sip my coffee time to time. I'm sorry for that. Right, let's see what is in the we have here the heart chakra. I don't know, you can see. Oh shit, I'm sorry guys, there's not too much light here. The funny thing is, you know, front of my house on the street, I call them Mary, but they say I should shut up. But there is a lamp, and there is some, I don't know what is it actually. That is posed in a height where is my bedrooms and living room in a house, because I have many. Anyway, doesn't matter. So I don't like opening the shutters too much, because I find these gadget things really strange on this street lamp, and it's been a few months there, and I don't like it, and it's only in front of my house it has. So it doesn't look like a camera, but it's something very strange. So I prefer my shutters halfway done, even if it's dark in a house, because it's just, oh gosh, I will be happy when I will move from here. Heart chakra, we have heart chakra here. And I'm happy now also. But yeah, they're trying to do everything to get out, for me to get out of the house. Memories of love, which is mine actually, not theirs. But probably they receive lots of money for this one. Actually, I give a shit. And today is not too sunny in France. Anyway, the way my house is built, we have so many windows. So if I open all the shutters when it's sunny, you can't stay inside. It's just too hot. It's just too bright. We have here the universe. Memories of love, universe. I captured the energy of a divine masculine. Yeah, it's a divine masculine energy. We talk about a divine masculine who was really deeply hurt in the past in love, okay? This is a divine masculine is really proud, okay? So this guy won't even he's in a kind of denial, okay? He does not want to see this. He thinks everything is fine. I know that when you are in this state, you think other people cause that shit for you, so you're fine. But I understand you're right, because it was you, the victim. But you need to do some shadow work, and you need to see the damages this woman caused you. Because I'm telling you, maybe there will be a soulmate, or well, it's really rare when somebody has a twin flame. And honestly, twin flame journey, I don't wish to anyone. Personally, I do not wish it to anyone, a twin flame journey. So I wish you to have a soulmate, not a twin flame. So, but if you have a twin flame, but even somebody who's a really good person who comes into your life, you will fuck up the relationship like that. And you won't understand why. You will say, oh, every woman is like that. And with this attitude, every woman will be like that, you know? Every woman will be like that. Because there are hidden things in your soul, in your heart, in your emotions, in your mind, in your subconscious that are not healed. And it's not your fault. It's the fault of this horrible woman. I can see here abuse. I mean, emotional, verbal abuse, reverse psychology, even physical abuse, even that you are much stronger than this woman was. This is a bipolar person or a schizophrenic. I don't know how to. This woman must have had a mental disease, honestly, because to hurt a woman, hurt a man at this level, that is really, really fucking nasty. After you need to understand these people who has mental diseases like that, develop it, they go through horrible abuse, some part of their life, also themselves. So they have trauma also, but it does not, you need to understand when you have a trauma, it does not give you the right to hurt someone. It does not give you the right to bleed on someone. It's what us humans do not understand. We think, oh, here your trauma, it's a psychological shit. Anyway, my life can go on. It's fine. Hate, envy, that is the two main energy, negative energy that can really fuck up your life. Jealousy, actually 3 days, envy, jealousy, and hate. These three energies stick to trauma. So when you don't deal with your trauma, I don't care what you think is a shit, psychological shit, you don't have time for that. You can fuck up not only your love life, honey, you can even wind yourself up so much that you can even commit a crime, okay? This is a psychological shit, because what's happening, you hate that may be based on a false perception. Maybe somebody took it into your mind, or you have a trauma, a certain era, and you say, yes, I know what is it, because I've been through, so I hate this woman, I hate this man, because they did the same thing to me in the past, someone else, so this woman or this man must be the same person, so let's fuck her or fuck him up. Okay? And after this hate can get stronger, that it can go that far that you commit a crime. And you won't feel it's a crime. You will feel you have a right to do it. And then you have a reality check-up a few years later, or a year later, or in prison even, that the person you attacked actually not at all that type of person you thought they are, but you projected this image from your trauma on that person, and that hate that attached to it accumulated and made you to do these crimes. You will be shocked, because you will ask that shit, how did I do this? How the fuck I do this? It's like it was not even you. This is not only fire signs who can get into this situation. Oh no. Oh no. We have here the universe. So I'm talking to a divine masculine who is awakened, or who is in a process of awakening. Okay. Yeah, we have here the emotional withdrawal. Yeah, you isolated yourself. I have impression you isolated yourself. And trapped in fear. When we get awakened, our shadow side will show itself that we couldn't see before. The reason why we see this shadow side is not to ignore it and say, okay, we are an evil person. No. You see the shadow side to transmute negative energies, or some shadows or negative part of you is attached to your soul, attached to your personality. You can't get rid of it. So what you need to do is learn to not control it, but rule it in a way, not suppress it. It's not suppressing, but transform its effect in a way that it will help you to move forward in life. Okay, so that finally it will have a positive effect in your life, and that is transmuting negative energy. So that is actually when you learn that, and I believe it's a certain level of alchemy. I'm not talking about that alchemy that is you need to use ingredients, when you are a witch or a warlock. No. I'm talking about emotional, spiritual alchemy here. Okay, and if you understand, when you study alchemy, I have a really good alchemist. I know somebody who's really good alchemist, and he just put up a really good video about this, but I don't advertise it because this is a dark mash. This guy, in my opinion, he's neutral, but he says he's dark. But he's enlightened, and honestly, I can feel dark energies on him. But well, anyway, doesn't matter. But he has a really good vision about this alchemy, and he put up a really good video. But if I put it up, people will associate me with him, which is not the case. I don't work with this guy, and I don't agree with everything what he teaches, okay? Because he has a YouTube channel where he teaches people spirituality, and there are really good videos. That's honestly I really like. And he taught about this alchemy also, the history of alchemy and alchemists, like how science was deformed from actually all science came from alchemy, okay? And the problem is that when you take out the spirituality from the alchemy, we get to the modern science that is lifeless, okay? And for Atlantis, they didn't take out the spirituality from the science. And that's why they got so much advanced technology really, really fast. And yeah, as this alchemist said, it's a shame that they took it out. It's because Christianity was persecuting witches, warlocks. So many scientists had to do this alchemy in secret, like Isaac Newton, for example, was an excellent alchemist. They were in a way forced to take out the spirituality out of alchemy, so they could become, how shall I put that? They won't have to hide all the time. So that's how the science, different science are formed. That was the base. But the problem with science on Earth, the spiritual is taken out of it, and it's spiritually dead, okay? Like when you find a description of that the alchemist wrote in a really ancient text, they are the ingredients. You get the ingredients, you do the same process chemically, okay? And you don't get the same results than this alchemist in the past, because one thing is missing, is your spiritual power. Because your spiritual power add to it and transfer things. It's really, really interesting in alchemy. What's happening? Your manifesting power go in the ingredients. Why is that? There's a spell, one witch do it and it does not work, the other witch do it and it's work. And you have the same candle, you have the same fire, you have the same whatever they use, you know, and one witch do it with the same ingredients and it does not work, and the other witch does it and it does work. Well, because you give the spirit, the fifth elements. Actually, I'm studying, I'm getting a higher level actually, and realize there is not 5 elements but 8. But I will teach about this on, yeah, I have to get Patreon working, because I will do a teaching session on Patreon, and I will teach about spirituality, I will teach about alchemy, I will teach about magic, I will teach about many things on a level of knowledge. So even if you don't want to be a mage or witch or whatever, also knowledge is really nice to have, because if you have people who's attacking you spiritually, you will recognize it and you know how to fight. For example, if you are Christian and you work with Jesus and Holy Spirit, you can fight back because you recognize the symptoms. But when you don't know who is this enemy, who do you fight? You are blind. Okay, firm foundation. Suffering in science, yeah. Don't do that. What is a good thing is that you're building a firm foundation, divine masculine. That is really extraordinary. It's actually showing on the core of the spine. With spiritual people, the problem is that they emphasize the higher chakras on our head, like the third chakra and the crown chakra and throat chakra. They really emphasize maybe the heart chakra also. And they forget about the lower chakras, because the lower chakras are more attached to 3D things. And this is a huge mistake, because you have to work. That's why always every spiritual teacher talking about you have to balance out all the chakras. And I will teach about this on Patreon, that we have 39 chakras all together when you are awakened and spiritual. And when you, I use a kind of energy healing or technique that is not Reiki. I learned it while I was astro traveling, and I use these cords, energetic cords also, but I use a method that you can do for yourself, but it's with meditation, okay? But with meditation, you use your power to work with these energetic cords, because evident physically I can do it on another person, of course, but for example on myself I can go on my back, and I developed a meditation technique for that also, that someone can use on themselves. Maybe one day I will teach about this also. But yeah, this they're telling me this guy sometimes walks on bare feet on the ground. You know why? Because the zero chakra is under your feet, a few centimeters under your feet. And it's open up when you are awakened, because the zero chakra is attached to psychic capacities, clairvoyance, and only those people who has these spiritual capacities, and actually everybody who gets awakened will get these capacities by a certain level. Some people has loads, some people has less. It's according their destiny, okay? And that is really in a zero chakra. You are spiritual, highly spiritual. I think you have gifts that scares you. You don't know yet how to use it. And naturally you have a feeling, maybe you just heard it's a grounding when you walk on earth, you recharge yourself energetically, and it's a good thing. That's why you're doing. But you also walk on earth because it will enhance your power. When you walk on earth with barefoot, actually the connection with the energy of Gaia will enhance your psychic capacities. For example, it is possible, especially if you have the gift to be a shaman, because shamans are really attached to Gaia. I mean, they can they use energies from the universe also, of course, but because of the zero chakra, you get your energy often from Gaia to power up your psychic capacities, okay? But it comes also some part of it from universe, because you have other chakras also. That is really interesting, and not many people knows about these chakras. Everybody knows the 7 main chakra, because everybody has this 7 chakra. The other chakras will get open when you get awakened. So the 39 chakra, all of them will be open when you get awakened. After, you need to rebalance them and play with them in a way you want your spiritual life to develop, okay? We have here suffering in silence. I'm sure I'm talking to a divine masculine. He has S sign in the chart. That is an S sign. That some earth sign has also, but they don't want to talk about what they're going through. And actually, I think everybody's like that. When we go through, we don't want to talk about it. But after, maybe spirit will want you to talk about it, because it might will help other people, okay? Yeah, I've been through 2 years. I didn't talk about it to anyone except my brother, time to time. He was there for me. It was really hard for me when I realized what he did against me and my children, because in those 2 years he helped me a lot, and I was in trauma. And while my trauma was healing, actually I was bleeding on practically on my brother, and he didn't mind. He was there for me for a period of time, but after I was left alone, and it was fine, because you have to be alone to do this, because when you heal your trauma, you need people who guide you, okay? very gently. But when you're in this suffering process that you have to go through, this is the suffering process. Look at that. The suffering process. You can't have people around you. I mean, you can, but you can't exactly tell them everything what you're going through, because you will you will bleed on them, because your trauma is not healed yet, and you will put spirituality's emotionalist burden on them. Okay. And people do not like that, because it comes out like you are an energy vampire, which is not the case. You just need help, you just need to get through things. But this is a situation when source will force you to turn inside you, to find the help inside you. This is a rude awakening, and you realize there are no heroes. There is no Superman, Superwoman who will come, no Jesus, no God who will come and help you, because Jesus and God does not want you to be like, stay on a baby level, who's always waiting for someone picking him up, comforting, and put everything in your mouth. No, even Jesus and God in Christian religion, but in if you are not religious, you are spirit on a side of spirituality where you are a witch or warlock. You will learn to be not a baby witch or a baby warlock. One day you will have to grow up. And in that time, you will have a suffering time when you won't have that strong connection with source. You won't have that strong connection with universe. And you will be in a panic that what the fuck is happening? What's wrong with me? Nothing. You need to grow up. And that suffering is there to make you realize that you don't need to suffer. You just look inside you. You find a solution inside you, and you get yourself out of the shit. You don't need people to get you out of the shit. You can do it yourself. Okay? And that is a really painful process that many people do not want to go through. And that's when they shift to the dark side, because they think there are shortcuts. But after, when karma will hit them and things will backfire, they will realize that shit, at the end, I will have to go through this process, because there's no other way. No other way. And how stubborn you are will determine how long you will stay in this part of the awakening that we call the dark night of the soul. Okay? So this is really, I have impression that this divine masculine is stuck in here. He did lots of shadow work. He did lots of healing that is extraordinary, but for some reason, he's stuck in there. And I think this is an independent man. I mean, he learned not to depend on people, that heroes are not coming and save him. I'm sure he did. Okay, so this is a very strong man. We have here the firm foundation. Let's see, why is this man is stuck in here, Spirit? What's going on? Actually, for that, why is he stuck here? When I've been through this, I could get out when I went through a huge ego death. I mean, practically my ego had to die. That's what Source got me through. And I didn't want it to happen, because I had the victim mentality. I thought, I'm right. You have to go, everybody goes through the death of the ego, this part. And some of us, this is the only thing that keep us back and keep in this stage of awakening. Sometimes you don't realize that everybody has ego, and you need a certain low level of ego to love yourself, for example. But this ego, what needs to die during the awakening and a dark night of the soul, attached to the 3D world. Okay, attached to your pride, attached to and if you don't go with source, source will force you in a situation where you are humiliated. For example, while I went through some humiliation that was nothing to do with my ego or with my karma, but it's fine, because I supposed to bring karma to these people, so they supposed to attack me like that. So it's fine. But personally, sometimes you get humiliated when you are in your personal space and you realize you are incapable to do something, and from your knowledge, from your money, because maybe your money is taken away from you, so you have to create, but people are doing shitty dark magic on you, so they block your money, they block your job. They not necessarily spiritual shit, some people hate on you, and they block your finances because they fuck you up your workplace or whatever, and you don't have money. Okay, so how do you create? Because before, when you had money, you always created from money. Okay, so that will put you in the shit situation that your ego will be strong. Before, you had a good education, you had a good paying job, so that gives you an ego boost that you can do whatever you want. But when it's taken away from you, your ego is humiliated. And what do? What you need to do is go inside you. Go inside you, and you will find a solution inside. Maybe you need to do some, it's different for everybody. Some people need to do healing still, because here this divine masculine already did lots of healing. It's not that. But this ego may be attached to something, maybe the knowledge and the money. Do you understand? And when you go inside, you will realize that all knowledge, all fine and money is an energy. You have it one day, the other you don't. So you need to build up a stability that does not depend on how much money you have right now on your bank account, because you know that money can be disappearing one day and you can create it from nothing the next day if you go through this ego death process. And that is something that souls want to teach you. Okay, and the same thing with the job loss, and when you on a 3D level, you are blocked from heavy resources, you can't manifest on a 3D level. You have to go inside, and you have to go through this kind of ego death, so you will be able to find the solution. And a solution is at first to go to source. It's different for everybody how they will get out of this situation. For example, if you had financial difficulties because of these blockages, source will show it to you. Some people, it's their bad karma. Some people, it's other people did some dark shit on you. That's why you are in it. So you have to do a kind of spiritual fight. Some people, well, I don't know, that you are blocked legally and you don't know it. Some people fucked you up in the background. So you need to go in, deeply inside you, and maybe source wants you to move from that place to a place where these people has no power. So there are different solutions for everybody. You need to go inside to find what is the answer, and all this will just make the connection between you, source, and God stronger. Well, I say God, some people call it this person a source, some people call God, you call as you want, but at the end we go to the same divine energy. Okay, yeah, we have here the judgment fall out, this card. I think this guy has some karma problem. When you examine your karmic account, you have to be really careful, because when you're a victim, yes, you were a victim, but especially when you live with a pervert narcissistic, the victim, if you spend many years with that person, you will transform and pick up narcissistic traits that can hurt other people. And when you hurt other people, you can accumulate karma, bad karma. So what people do, they start panicking when they realize they have a bad karma. Oh my God, I will stay in it 3 years, 9 years. How many cycle? Oh my God. No, honey, you stay in 3 years, 9 years, 12 years. You know the karma cycles. When you are a karmic, and when you are not awakened. Okay, actually, not everybody is karmic. There are some people who's just not awakened, and some are karmic, but not everybody is karmic before awakening. So those people who are in a matrix, these cycle years are valid, but not for you when you are awakened. And I have a hiccup. Sorry, guys. When you are awakened, you are not obliged to stay in it for years. Oh no, honey. Because when you awaken, you can work on your karma. Okay? You can work on a karma. Everybody, each human has a spiritual bank account. Okay? When you are in a positive, you have the good karma up. When you are negative, you have the bad karma that takes it down. Okay? So it works exactly than the normal bank account on a 3D level. So what you need to know is to examine this karma from outside. So you will be subjective. You won't be under the effect of your victim mentality. That is totally normal, and you have a right to be a victim, I'm telling you. But while you are a victim, you can't advance, you can't grow. You have to come out of it, you know. I'm not saying that it's that you are not a victim in a situation. No, you are, but you have to come out of it. And to examine your karma account, you have to be outside of this hurt, because if not, you won't see what you really did, or what were the consequences. And actually, this is a way to learn also, because when you see where you fucked up, you might start panicking, but that's not what you have to do. You have to sit down, you go inside, you discuss with source, and you say, source, I really fucked this up, I have a bad karma, help me, how can I get out of this? Because I'm telling you, some alchemists can get out of a bad karma in a few days that other people spend 10, 15, 50 years staying in. Spiritually, it's possible to come out of a bad karma very fast, but you have to have a good relationship with source. And this, that first of all, you examine the cause of that. How did this bad karma come into your life? And there you might go through another ego death, because it's not nice when you realize that something is wrong with you. Okay? And it's not a problem, honey. We live on earth, and when we were in a matrix, we picked up so many shit that deform our nature, they deform our soul, deform our not spirit, but the spirit also, but there's emotions, the subconscious, and actually the karma is like in the pain in a human body. It will tell you there is a problem somewhere. So when you take a painkiller and you ignore the pain, you will get sicker and sicker and sicker. The karma is exactly the same. You ignore it, you will get more and more karmic problem, and that will cause more and more problem in your life. So you have to go and examine, where is this karma coming from? Where is this pain coming from? What is the sickness? So you could heal it, you could cure it, you could deal with it. Okay? And facing that, it's like a shadow work. Okay? And it's hard. It's really fucking hard for this ego. And when you start working on it, well, it's different for everybody, because what is the reason of your karma? It's different. Maybe you need to learn self-love. Maybe you you have narcissistic traits, so you are too egoist, so you just think of yourself. So there you need to learn giving, for example. But some people give too much. They need to learn to hold back and love themselves and prioritize themselves. But some people are too egoist, so they always think of themselves. They need to learn to give, you know. So it's different for everybody. You need to find what is the reason of your bad karma and work on it. Okay? And I'm telling you, some alchemists can get rid of bad karma in a few days that other people can't get rid of it even 50 years. Okay, so this is because alchemists are really balanced people, and what people do not understand, because especially when you come from a Christian background and you are Christian, you just always stay in a sphere of good, 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 and you ignore the bad. Or we don't work with it. We don't. I'm not saying to work with it, but you just ignore it, and you don't want to learn about it. You don't want to deal with it. It's bad, and you just lock it out. And that's why many Christian lives is not developing. They stuck in a level and they can't get on a higher level because they don't face the shadow side. They said, oh, it's evil, I rebuke it, and it's gone. But you can't rebuke what is you, your part. You can't. Some people says, oh, I'm Christian, I buried the old person, so I don't care about it. But honey, how many times the Bible says that this old person start to wake up, start to get up, and you have to deal with it. But Christians don't deal with it. I know, because I was Christian, and I know all the Christian teaching I received. We received the teaching that your old person is dead. It's in it's finished, and now you are a new person in Christ, and you won't have any problem. And all Christian, or many 80-90% of the Christians, stuck in one level. Your shadow side is part of you. You can't get rid of it. What you need to do is tame it, okay? Not suppress it, no, because it will break out like a volcano one day and it will be much worse. No, 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 no. You need to transmute those negative traits you have in a way so you could advance in your life and it would bring positive things into your life. Okay, for example, you are Christian. I can feel lots of Christian presence, maybe Christian people watching me, but remember when Jesus went in this market, not market, it was a temple, and the Jewish people were selling things, and he got so angry. He got so angry that he destroyed these benches where they were selling things, that you don't do this in a house of my father. And what was it? It was a shadow side of Jesus, this anger. That is not a how shall I? This is a negative things, the anger. But this anger was based on divine love for his Father, for his God. Do you understand? So the anger itself is a negative thing. It's a shadow side. But he was transmuting in a divine way. Okay, after okay, I'm not saying to go to people's places and destroy things like Jesus did. No, honey, no, no, no. But maybe you can do the same spiritually, for example. I have the impression I talk to a Christian, divine masculine. Yes. Or somebody who's awakened and coming from a Christian background. It's fine. I still work with Jesus, but I work with Jesus as an ascended master, because every human needs this energy, you know. And every woman needs this Christ-like love in your life. This divine love is Christ-like love. After, it's complicated to talk about this because you need a spiritually grown up for this. And when you are not, you will still stuck into the dogmas you learn from childhood. If you are Christian, I've been for many years like that. I know what I'm talking about, and they control your mentality. So when somebody try to talk about things like that, you won't be open. You reject it straight away. Okay, so this is like a deep spiritual teaching. What I'm saying, like being neutral, you won't understand until these false perceptions about God and source will control you subconsciously, because you will reject it straight away reject it. Okay. You can say I'm not right, honey. Tell me, why did Jesus sit down with prostitutes and criminals and eat in a same table? talk with them, joke with them. And today Christians want to run away from sinners. So they separate them in a church. Everybody's holy, everybody's whatever, and they don't even realize the pastor is the devil himself, okay? And energy harvesting them. So, you know, you have to, when you get awakened little by little, these man-made or belief systems will dissolve, because this is nothing to do with God, nothing to do with source or universe. This is people who build it up in a religion because of fear. But when you are Christian, you look at Jesus, he didn't behave like Christians behave today. And the aim of Christianity that you will become like Jesus. So it's not logic. And after these Christians build that, it's not their fault. It's not their fault. It's human nature. We are afraid of things we don't know. That is scary. Criminals are scary. Prostitutes are scary. Sin is scary. Devil is scary. It's normal. Actually, it's like a snake. When a child sees a snake, will get scared, or a spider, because it's genetically built in. It's dangerous because some spider, some snake can kill me. Okay, it's a normal fear that built in spiritually in people, because they are still in a matrix. But when you are not in a matrix, little by little you will shed it off. And what it will permit you to know your God and know Jesus deeper. That means you will very slowly grow and grow and grow. I'm not saying when you become awakened, you throw away your religion. I'm not saying. But you can raise with that, with this shadow work, for example, with this ego death. Actually, when you look at the letters of Paul Apostle, many times Paul Apostle talk about this ego death. Okay, it's there in the Bible. But what Christians do, they don't do their shadow work, they suppress it. They think that ego death is when they suppressing the shadow side. When you suppress the shadow side, it will break out one day and you fuck yourself up. And after you are in front of God crying that, oh, I fucked up again. And you don't know why you can't get rid of a sin. Because you're not dealing with a problem. You pick up that painkiller, pop it in, drink some water, take it in, and a pain disappears. Hallelujah, I'm a good Christian. But it does not solve the problem, because the sickness is there. Let me see what else. The message for this divine masculine. Sorry, guys, it goes like that. You have victory. You don't feel you have this victory because you're stuck in here. What if you get rid of your karma the next 2 weeks? I'm telling you, it's possible. 1 week, 2 weeks. And you move on to victory. Because I'm telling you, this energy came out. Victory is there at your hand, front of your nose. And you can't reach out for it because you're stuck in this. I heard this person, I heard that person. And I can pick up this divine masculine does not even sleep. Have nightmares about what he hurt somebody, or not one person but many. Go inside you as source. How can you relieve that? What can you do? Sometimes you just have to forgive yourself. Sometimes maybe you need to go back to certain people and explain that, well, it's a testimony. Listen, I did this. I'm so sorry because I'm going through a kind of awakening, and I realized that it was really unjust. Listen, I don't have money. I can't pay back if you stole money or whatever. But sometimes, people release their hate for you when you try to fix it. Not everybody. Some people will hate you more. That's why you need to go inside and ask Source, because Source will lead you. Your intuition will lead you who you need to go back. Because some people you will go back and they will say, listen, I already forgot it. I already forgive you. And it will release you so you can go on this way and heal your karma. Do you understand? Heal your shadow side, heal yourself, so the karma debt will be paid very fast. Okay? And actually, that is the positive side of it. Sometimes all you can do, because these people are really evil or karmic, if you go back to them, excuse me, I have a cup again. Or they will do like a vulture, just, I told you, you hurt me, now you have to come back to me to fix this, or things like that. Some people are very toxic. You can't do that. You can't. So in that case, even if you do it, it will just make the situation worse. So that's why you need your intuition. So some people, you can't do it, because when you go back and try to fix the situation emotionally or spiritually, they are open for that. It will make everything worse. In that case, you need to forgive yourself and bless these people, release them psychologically and spiritually, somehow balance that out. And well, if you're Christian, you can bless this person and pray good things on this person that will balance the harm you caused. Do you understand? For example. But I'm telling you, this victory, you just need to reach out. And it's there. And this is holding you back, honey. It's like you have a room full of with gold. Okay? A safe. And you sit in front of the safe. Somebody opens the door of the safe. You can see all the gold. You can see it's shiny, it's beautiful. And you cry in front of it that I can't reach it out. All you have to do is get up, walk through the door of the safe, and pick it up. Do you understand? So I understand. I'm talking spiritually. This you need to do, and honey, you just leave that karma. You work on that karma, and you go through it in a week or 2 weeks, and it's done. And you go through the open door, and you pick up your victory. Simple as that. But sitting in front of a safe that is open, full of money, full of gold, and you're watching and crying that you can't have it, well, honestly, that is spiritually, Source is looking at you, and God says, my son, what's wrong with you? Just get up. Get up and get that money and get that gold in front of you. It's open. But no, you're sitting and crying that I fucked up. I fucked up, my God, I fucked up. I stay in this for 10 years, 20. And you might will stay there for 10 years, 20 years, 50 years, spiritually sitting the open front of the open safe with lots of money, lots of gold, lots of victory. And you won't touch it for 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, 50 years, because you will sit there in a bad karma, because you will work it out in a matrix level. Like if you would be in a matrix, the years, you will sit there and just cry and watch, and your life will pass away very fast. When you are awakened, you are not under the effect of the matrix anymore. You are not obliged to go through those years. Do your shadow work. I know you did a lot already. Maybe it's not a shadow work you need to do. Go inside, discuss with God, discuss with Source, your Christian, you call Source God. Discuss with God, because God will show you. There is a solution how to handle this bad karma, that you feel like a 10, where the energy in a tarot is a 10 of wands energy, a huge burden on you. We have here the star, okay? Let me see. Well, I can see we have here the Tower moment and a world. So that is a cycle of the dark night of the soul in your life, okay? That everything is collapsing, everything is destroyed, okay? And I have the star. You are star seed, or you are light worker, or you even an earth angel. When an earth star seed faced with a situation like that, will develop the capacity to deal with it as a true alchemist, okay? For example, maybe you have here, let's say, 20 years of prison punishment because of the shit what you did, okay? And you think it's fucked up. I can't do anything else. I will go to prison. My life is ended, okay? When you are in prison, your life is not ended, first of all, okay? Second, I never been in a prison, so I don't know, but I know people who've been, and it's transformed their life in a positive way, okay? I'm not saying because 98% of the time prison will transform your life in a negative way. It's all depends on what you think. You are a star seed. Your happiness should not depend on if you are locked up physically or you are outside. I know someone who came from a really poor family, and okay, guys, something happened here. I was drunk here. Right, okay, my battery is going down. I need to just attach. Sorry, guys. Oh no, I need to find really this. Oh, actually, I need to buy a new one because the old one is broken. Okay, I'm sorry. So, yeah. Oh, the wire is pulling it down. Oh. Okay, it might fall. I'm sorry, guys. It might will fall. I hope not. So, no, it doesn't. It doesn't hold properly. Okay. Okay, where I was. Yeah, I know a guy who came from a really poor family. Maybe it's not your situation, don't misunderstand, but he could not have any education, okay? So he caught up some gang fights, okay, and finished up in a prison. And there, while he was talking with other gang members, who was in prison, also not exactly the same gang, but other prisoners, and he saw that this fucked up life, because it's like a cycle. They get out of the prison, they fuck themselves up, go back to prison, and their life is fucked up. When you have to live with a fear that who will shoot you, who will attack you, he just had enough of it. He just wanted to have a normal life, far from all this shit. and he was thinking what to do and how to do and what's gonna happen. And they had it's not every prison like that, but he was lucky because or who knows, sometimes his God so organized things like that. But he had the opportunity to learn a skill in a prison, so he became a chef. So during those years, he learned, actually obtained a real qualification there, and was cooking for the prison. So he had a kind of experience also. And when he came out for 2 or 3 years, he did, these ships, cruiser ships. He was working there cooking. And in 3 years, he saved enough money to buy a little apartment. And little by little, he got back and built up his life. But you need to get to that way that if I do crime, I get lots of money, but I will have the stress that they can kill me anytime, and I go back anytime I can go back to the prison. Is it worth living this lifestyle for that money that actually will disappear very fast because you will spend it on drug or woman or alcohol or whatever? Do you understand? This is a cycle. And this guy got to the realization that I don't care if I have to work really hard for much less money than that, but at least I have a peaceful life because I paid for my debt in the eyes of the law system, and I spent those years in prison to build myself up. And actually, this guy became a Christian in the prison and developed a really intimate relationship with God, and learned to pray, learned a kind of meditation. When I talk with him, I said, "You meditate?" He said, "No, I don't meditate because meditate is like dark spiritual people who does." But what he did, when you get quiet in the presence of God, what is it? It's a meditation. So he developed a really high level of spiritual life. He learned a skill. I'm not saying, but it's really difficult to see a prison time positively. But when you are star seed, honey, when you have victory in your hands, you can transform anything into gold, even prison time. You are in a dangerous prison where they are you. You can transform that. You will be transmuted to another prison that is much more safer. Everything is possible. You create, even if you are restricted certain level in a matrix because of the consequences of the act, what you did. But if you're stuck in it, you will stuck in that fucking prison where your life is in danger. You will stuck in there. You can't move forwards. But when you start meditating, or in your case, you are Christian, developing a deep relationship with God, that will happen only if you go inside you, inside what is inside your soul. You turn inside, where you will find God, the relationship with God. Then very, very fast or slowly, it's depend, but you will start transforming your life, even in prison. Some prison even offer, when you don't finish your education, for example, to finish your education, a college or whatever. There are many possibilities some prison offer. And if you are in a prison where there isn't any, then you have to tap into your power and try to spiritually, on a 5-day, create that transfer, create that you go to a place where it's much more safe, where you have more opportunities, things like that. Do you understand? So when you get a prison punishment by the law system, it's not like your life ended. It isn't. And you don't know, because maybe because of your behavior, that you behave well, maybe the prison punishment will be reduced. Do you understand? Some cases, you have to make amends the person you hurt. Because if you make amends with this person, maybe this person will not sue you. So you won't go to prison. There are possibilities like that. Or if you are in US, you can have an agreement in a victim and pay the victim with something. You might lose your house, you might lose all your economies or your monies, but at least you won't go to prison. Yes, you have to start your life from zero. You know, that is different for everybody. After I saw a documentary film about Japan, okay, about Japan and homeless people and old people who don't have any more jobs. And honestly, some old people, they don't want to be on the street, so they commit a small crime like stealing a bag of a woman and deliberately in front of the police, so they will be arrested so they can go to prison. Because in prison, at least it's warm during winter, it's very cold in Japan. During winter, so at least in prison it's warm and I get food. And I'm sorry, it's not funny at all, but well, you can see it this way also. You are not on the street at least, but I know, I can't imagine if somebody would tell me that tomorrow I have to go to prison, I would panic also like you do. And I'm sure I would do everything to avoid it, except crime that I would never ever do. But you are a star seed and you have victory here. Do you understand? I don't know why. Maybe you need to talk to this person. You committed this crime, so they won't sue you. But that has to be really honest. I mean, not just like psychological manipulation, honey. Okay? Because if you do that, it will backfire spiritually. I mean, you won't erase your karma, but make it grow. Okay? There are many possibilities. The solution is inside you. You go inside you, connect with Source God, and they will lead you. Because God loves you, Source loves you. They don't want you to suffer. Do you understand? But sometimes there are restrictions like prison punishment that you can't ignore. So what you do, you try to make somehow the best of it, okay? Sometimes this tower moment bring only not upgrade but downgrades. You have to learn how to deal with little money for a while. It's not that it will stay like that forever. You have to see it like that. Okay, right now it's a downgrade. Okay, right now I have to be careful. Okay, it's like when I got in a dark night of the soul, and I have to do shopping. I had 800 euros or 700 euros or something like that to live with my kids, and I had to pay bills, everything. And we went to the shop, and I bought chicken thighs, and my kids didn't even know what is this, because we had always chicken breast, the best part of the meat, always the pork or the beef. Me, I grew up in a poor family, so I know how to survive. So I know that with chicken leg or chicken thighs, you can make so many nice dishes. My kids didn't know, because my husband liked good quality meat, and chicken thighs was not part of it. Okay, so when I put it in a in a chariot or the trolley or whatever you call it, my kids ask me, "What is that, Mom?" Where is the chicken breast? And I say, we can't afford chicken breast. And my kids like, "But what is this shit?" And I said, okay, shit, honey, this is many people live with this food. And my kids had to get used to that we don't have a nice steak twice, 3 times a week, but once a month. We had it, but just once a month. And they did not like it. I'm telling you, they did not like it, but they did not starve. They had food. I got very quickly adopted to the downgrade. My kids not, because they were young. They got used to eating well. They got used to all the good thingy bobs. And they did not, that was unknown for them, you know. And some of you may be coming from a rich family, coming from a situation where you were always provided with everything, and this downgrade, you don't even know how to deal with it. Check out on YouTube channel. There are many YouTube channels that teach you how to save money, how to make cheap dishes that you can make for your family, especially if you have kids. You need to give food to your kids. You can't give hamburgers and hot dog all the time. It's impossible. Your child will be sick soon. Honey, you are the emperor. Are you kidding? You're an emperor. And you think you will stuck in this? You're an emperor. Don't stuck in this shit. Don't stuck into this tower cycle for many years. Don't sit in front of the open safe and cry that you are in a tower. When a tower is falling, get out of it. Run for your life, and don't stay there so it will destroy you. You're an emperor. An emperor. You're not a king, but an emperor. For me, this energy of the divine emperor, I mean, the high vibrational energy comes with the magician. Magician has the energy when it's positive, being an alchemist, an emotional, spiritual alchemist, okay? Okay, I need to finish this spirit. How do I finish it? Okay, this one comes out. We have here the Queen of Wands. Sorry, I didn't hold my cards well. Our emperor is in love with a Queen of Wands. Oh boy. Well, this fire sign woman is your karmic soulmate. I get here very strong Sagittarius or Leo. Or it can be Aries also, but I will be honest with you. It's very strong Sagittarius or maybe Leo. It can be Aries also, of course. But the soulmate card is reversed. This is a karmic soulmate. When there is a karmic soulmate, that will be a toxic love where there is control issues. I have impression this is a fire sign woman or somebody who was in this fiery energy, who pushed you in these crimes. And that's why I'm convinced I might talk to a divine masculine who risk going to a prison. Because what he did in the past. And you are in this situation because this woman pushed you in. This is a low vibrational fire sign woman you had a sexual relationship with. You are not necessarily married to, but you lived with this person for a very long time. And they pushed you in this. Anything else, Spirit? Yeah, you walked away. That is really good. You walked away. But unfortunately, certain things that has been done. And it has consequences. Yeah. Right. Boy, 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 don't do this, please. We have here the magician. We have here the fool. And we have here the chariot reversed. As I told you, the magician can be positive, like when you become an alchemist, okay? Here, I have an impression you're returning to the dark side of the spirituality. Do not do spiritual shit that ruin other people. Do not do spiritual shit that ruin other. You can ask the spirit of justice to provide justice, but it's not you who will tell how it should happen. Like death spell, honey, it's not the right things to do. This is not good. You see, we have here the fool. It does not have a positive energy. It has an energy to do foolish things that will result in pushing you off the path of your destiny. You need to learn, when you do spiritual work, even if you're Christian, many Christians does not realize that they're doing dark magic. They might gonna kill me, want to kill me for this, hate me more. They won't kill me because I will live a very long life. But I tell you what I saw, okay? I used to belong to a church. They had 6,000 members in a capital, and in an entire country we had almost 30,000, and it's a small country. Well, you know, Hungary. And what's happened, there was some disagreement between the presbyters and the leaders, okay? And what's happened, the church split into two, I mean oppositions, okay? So I stayed in an old one, that original one, and they started to pray, but in a negative way. All those people who went in the other church, they were like evil. They just practically, they were cursing these people. They did not realize that the prayer, what they do is cursing, dark magic, evil eye. And they did that all in the name of God. That is a type of dark magic. I don't care what you say, you are Christian, and knowing you were praying and you will search for things in the Bible that you have a right to do, honey. When Jesus cursed the tree, it's not the human he cursed. Do you understand? Why Jesus didn't curse? Or, you know what was funny? That Jesus actually was pissed off and said really nasty thing about religious people. But the prostitutes and the criminals, he was eating with them, laughing with them, joking with them, talking to them. Why the Bible says that bless your enemies? Why? I was shocked when this church did that, and actually today many Christian does that. And guess what? I got fed up all the slandering that was going on, so I decided I go and look at what the other church does. So the other part of the church rented a building. They started a new church there that was really nice, and I said, okay, I stay there. And 2 months later, guess what? They did the same thing. And I said, oh, fuck you all. I'm just leaving. I'm fed up. Because in a moment when you bring dark magic in your prayers, in a moment when you bring evil eyes in your prayers, it's not God who's listening to you. Oh no, honey. And the Holy Spirit is a very sensitive spirit. It gets really sad and goes away. It goes away. And something else will come in that has nothing to do with God. the spirit of death. It's not necessarily a physical death, spiritual death. You don't feel any more presence of God. You don't feel any more Holy Spirit. You don't feel any more Jesus Christ. When you pray, you feel like you pray to a wall, because you spiritually brought a death energy in, and only spiritual beings listening to you is some stronghold or negative entity. Death energy in your spiritual gifts. You were a healer, and that doesn't work anymore. You were a manifester, does not work anymore. You were a teacher, does not work anymore. Your teachings are lifeless without the Holy Spirit, the presence of Holy Spirit. Before, when you were teaching people in a church, the Holy Spirit went out, people got revelations, they got a good spiritual food. Now you're teaching and people get nothing. We have moon, and we have the Four of Wands. That is a strange energy. What is it doing here? I'm supposed to finish the reading, Spirit. What is this here? Ace of Wands. You started a process of awakening and you're turning on a dark side, honey. What the fuck is going on? To have a you build already a firm foundation, okay? And now on a free day, you want to build a financial foundation with dark secrets, creating more and more dark secrets. And these more and more dark secrets will create you more and more bad karma. So you're in a vicious cycle, and you think that will bring victory in your life? But honestly, you really think it will bring victory in your life? You are madly in love. You are madly in love. Ten of Cups. You are in love with someone. I don't know why we have this Three of Pentacles energy. Can you explain this Three of Pentacles energy? Why is it there? King of Coins reversed. And there is a financial loss. And you want love, you want financial blessings in your life. That is normal, every human wants that. But this is not the way to create that. I have an impression it's a particular woman who you are after. When I became spiritual, the first thing I had to learn, I call in my soulmate, but it's not a person that, how shall I put this? You can't say that, oh, I pray for XY, because that he or she is my soulmate. Because that is like an esoteric manipulation, magic. Okay? That is like a love spell. What you need to do is call in your soulmate, that, or life mate. You need to understand not every soulmate is a life mate. So some soulmate meant to teach you a lesson. Some soulmate are not meant to stay with you forever. While other soulmate is your life mate. So if you fed up with lessons with lovers, it's not a soulmate you need to call in, but a life mate. Okay? So when you call in a life mate or a soulmate, first of all, you need to make sure that your soul is prepared. You are prepared for that. Also, and ask universe and source to prepare your soulmate or your life mate and bring that person into your life. And when it happens, you need to follow your intuition. While I'm a woman, so women usually do not initiate. For me, a source told me that this person will come into my life, okay? And I will recognize from whatever that is personal, okay? And I need to do this and this and this inside me as a work, okay? On my heart chakra, whatever. And well, I follow that. But I didn't, what I got on a 5D, I got a recognition of her soul, or of his soul, pardon, his soul, because it's a man, he's a man, his soul. So I know when I will get know this guy, or he will come towards me, I will look for this soul frequency, not energy, because energy can be cheated, but the frequency, what God showed me. But this is not a face he showed me. This is not a person particularly who showed me. Because when you pray for one person, it's like a love spell, okay? And sometimes, you know, if this person is not ready, maybe universe or source will prepare someone else who will be even much better. That there you limit God. There you limit God. After, if you are a guy and you are a guy that's come out of this reading, it's so tell you to go towards this person, then go towards this person. Make the first step. But doing dark magic shit, and I'm telling you, sometimes it's just a negative prayers. Can be negative prayer, can be dark magic, because it's spiritual effect is the same. And I have here the Eight of Swords. I think you are in a situation that there really is a danger of going to prison. The only person who can get you out of this, God and Source. Do you understand? They can give you the right solution, how you can get out of the shit. Not dark magic, not blaming or blocking or praying for the death of somebody, because for you that is the solution. We have here an Empress. This is the person you are in love with. It's normal, you are an Emperor. You're supposed to be in a power couple position with this Empress, okay? And for some reason you're fucking this up. Oh, she has other options. She has other options. And it's not doing too good to your ego. But this is the situation. If you are led by God, led by Source, that this is your divine feminine, you won't worry about that there are other men trying to get her, but you will go for her, and you know that she will recognize you are her person. Okay? But doing I don't know, I I pick up on come to me spell. Are you doing come to me spell? That this person fall in love with you so much that she will be obsessive over you? Honey, that is an evil eye. That is a dark magic. You fucking up your awakening. Oh my God. All you have to do is bring her an offer. Well, there is a chance she will reject you. Yes. I'm not saying not. Okay? There is a chance. But if she rejects you, that's mean God will prepare another Empress. Do you understand? No, you can't leave without her because she's the right person. Well, honey, believe me, God, Source knows you better than you know yourself. If this is not the right person, then God will prepare you someone else. If this is the right person, even if she says no, even if she rejects you, someday she will come back to you. Queen of Cups. We have a Queen of Cups here. What is the Queen of Cups doing here? You have other options. You have a water sign woman with stability, and maybe you have a child with this water sign woman, and you think, if I give this up, this Empress has to be really with me. Okay, you can't force your will on an Empress. Okay, the question is that are you with this water sign woman for the money, or because this water sign woman, your soulmate or life mate or whatever, or you're in love with this woman? Because honey, if you are with this woman just because you have a child, just because you have money with this person, your life will be fucked up now or later. I'm telling you. Especially when you are awakened. Excuse me, I have a hiccup. Okay, this Queen of Cups is a player energy. Cheated on you. Is that right? We have the Justice. No, or I don't know. I think there was some cheating. They're telling me there was some cheating, or you don't know, but there was a cheating, huh? Oh, you cheated. You are blocked in this situation with this woman. Actually, it's a part of a karma. Maybe it's not a prison you will go, but in this marriage or relationship, you are blocked in because of the money. So you're doing magic so you can have the Empress as a side dish. You're dreaming. Souls will never let that happen, because if a woman is in this position, they've been through shit and they have a really good relationship with Source and God. Whatever magic you do to ruin them, to become a page, your side dish, it won't happen. And if it would happen, it would destroy your life, because it would bring in a horrible karma. Sorry guys, I need to finish this spirit. I really need to finish this. Yeah, you received a message that made you really burdened, and it's made you offensive. It's about the Empress spirit. No. It's about this water sign woman. No. Show me. Okay, King of Cups. Well, there's two possibilities. I'm talking to a bisexual, divine masculine, who has a guy lover here, water sign guy lover, who fucked him up really badly with secrets and manipulated him into shit. And if you are not bisexual, this is not a lover, but a lover of your wife or your girlfriend. Okay? Well, honey, this is the same process that you've already been through. You need to heal yourself. You need to process the trauma. And this Empress will be never an option, because the energy is not like the universe will not let that happen. I'm telling you. Well, this is your reading. I finished this. I hope it's helpful for somebody. Take care. Bye-bye.